Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room, and this is Friday Sews, when we talk about what we've been sewing, what we are sewing, what we're going to be sewing, and a tiny little bit about life. And the reason we do Friday Sews is because we love to talk about sewing, and we have nobody to talk to about it except for each other. And that just doesn't mean creators. That means commenting. That means people who watch. That means everybody. I am a watcher, a huge fan of Friday Sews, and I'm also a creator. I am the creator, actually, of Friday Sews. And so I love on Fridays getting together with all the sewing people and just talking about all the sewing things. So last week, I got a little video from my daughter, and that baby was sitting in, that's my grandson, was sitting in a shopping cart in a onesie. And I see him frequently in a onesie. And I said, that baby needs some pants. And she said, I hate dealing with pants. I just put him in a onesie. It's so much easier. And I said, well, Graham thinks he needs some pants. Who cares what I think? I'm not the mom. I was the mom. Now I'm not the mom. I get to be the Graham. So anyway, I made him some pants. So I made him these little shorts. Oh, they're so cute. I just tied the elastic so that they can adjust them. And then I made him these shorts. Same thing, I tied the elastic in the back. But these, I fringed the hems. I just ran a line of stitching around the bottom and they just sat there pulling the threads. They'll fringe up nicely when she washes them. So I do have a onesie to go with these, which I already had. And I have a little t-shirt to go with these, which I already had. So I resolved that I need to, probably that's the end of those kinds of pants. I would like to do some with maybe an old t-shirt. The pattern I used was from Heather Handmade. And it's just a little printable PDF. I think it's 2 pages and really easy, several sizes. And with it, she tells you how to do it with the hem, the existing hem of a t-shirt. So that was a good idea. And I may do some knit ones. Those are, I think my daughter would be more, what's the word, accepting, more inclined to agree with those kind of pants. So we'll see. We'll see how far Graham gets with that. Boy needs some pants. I also made a couple of bowl cozies because 2 bowl cozies. These just look like this. They're kind of big. I'm kind of surprised at how big they are, but they do fit a normal bowl, like a cereal bowl. And I did these because my kids all want them. I made some for Christmas gifts, and they weren't this easy. But now everybody wants more. So I thought, since I've got to mail the pants, the shorts for that baby, I would just send some of these along. I made these using Simplicity 9733. I like this pattern. I like it better than the downloadable free ones for bowl cozies because this doesn't just give you the bowl. It gives you a cereal bowl size, which is that size, a bigger serving bowl, a casserole, you know, all kinds of options, a mug, like a loaf pan. I like this. And because these are only $1.99, a lot of the time at Joann's is worth picking up. So I did that. Then what else did I finish? I finished this. This is Simplicity 2174. This was a huge win for me because I was able to solve the princess seam not fitting problem. And I did that a couple of ways. I lowered the apex on the princess seam, figured out how to do that. It's a very simple thing. What I think now I can do without instructions, which is good. And then I removed some of the fullness across here, making me think that maybe I need to experiment with a shallow chest adjustment. And I also took a little out of the shoulder seams. I took about a ½ an inch, like so they'd slope. And it solved all the problems. So it was like, yay! So I have a really cute little dress now. This is a cotton calico from my quilt shop. And I forget what it's called, trellis maybe? I forget who it's by, but anyway. So I finished that up. So that's everything I got done. Currently, I am cutting out the Jalie racerback swimsuit because I need some lap suits. And Last night I cut most of this out. I did it out of this Lycra, which I got in, I think I got this in Miami when I went on my vacation with my sewing sisters. Ooh, thunder. I can't remember exactly, but I think I did. If I didn't, I got it at Spandex by the Yard or Spandex World, one of the two. I'll link both those websites below. But they have a great selection of all kinds of good quality, not spandex, but like Lycra swimwear fabric. And I'm really impressed with the quality. So that's where I got that. And you know what? Last time I made a swimsuit, I fussed and totally overthought the elastic situation. So I found these two packages of 3/8 inch elastic in my elastic box, and I thought, I'm just using those. That's what's on the table right now. Coming up next week, I have Simplicity 1897. This I'm going to make, but I'm going to hack it. It is a like floor length maxi tank dress with tiers. Did I say all that? It's a maxi dress with tiers, and it's like a tank top. But it's got 1, 2, 3 tiers, and I'm gonna split that more into about 6. I'm gonna cut the tiers in half and make it, you know, much more tiered going down because I like that look. I am doing this because I got some gorgeous fabric from Minerva. So I'm excited to do this. This is a rayon poplin. And just look how gorgeous this is. Oh my gosh, isn't this gonna be so pretty? Green and purple and pink and fuchsia and a little bit of orange and yellow. All these colors, I'm in love. So I think that's just gonna be beautiful. I got 3 meters of fabric, and so I can't wait to get that going and yeah, get into it. As for life is pretty good. As you may or may not have seen in a previous video recently, a car nearly hit my house and nobody was hurt. It was totally fine. And my son-in-law was able to capture put together and sync together the footage that my neighbors got from the camera from their security system around their house, where this woman completely blew through the stop sign. She just was not paying attention at all. And then he synced it up with my video where you can see the car coming. And he put it on TikTok, and the comments are priceless. Priceless. My favorites were, today in Jen's sewing room, a car. And wow, DoorDash has really upped their game. And because in the video it looks like I'm standing there and it takes me a minute to comprehend what has happened, which is exactly what's going on in the video, and then I run out, and I ran out to see if she was okay. And so one of the comments was, Jen took 3 to 5 business days to respond, but she finally got there. Oh gosh, I will link that in the description box in case you want to go have a look, but really look at it for the comments because those are priceless. Last week's question was, what is the garment you hate to sew the most? What is the worst thing you want to sew? Not the worst kind of sewing that you want to do, but rather what's the worst garment? And for me, I couldn't think of anything. And so I had to think about it this week, and I think it's going to have to be anything requiring a lot of hand work. So anything that has to have a hand sewn hem or hand sewn buttons or hand tacked. I hate hand sewing with the passionate fire of 1,000 suns. No hand sewing for me, thank you. So if it requires a lot of that, I'm out. I'm out. This week's question is, what's the rudest comment that you've ever had from someone about something you've made? Well, I had to search and reach for this one for me, but it was when I made this little blazer and pants for a 4-H project. It was the last 4-H project I did because I was no longer in 4-H after that. And I did such a terrible job on this. It's awful. I wore it a lot, but I think one of the judges said, "You didn't even finish the seams." Ugh. So that was kind of a rude comment. What was I, 13? I think I was 13. Oh well, it didn't deter me from sewing, and you should not let any rude comment that anyone makes about your sewing deter you from continuing to sew. This week's comment came from Michelle Wallace, and she said that the worst thing that she hates is alterations. And so she had a friend ask her if she would fix something for her, and she made up this big story about how sewing a new garment and altering garments are two completely different kinds of sewing, and so she didn't know enough about it. And she said she bought the story and we're still friends. So well done, Michelle. I think all of us hate that. We hate it when people say, "Can you fix this?" No, I don't want to fix this. And finally, this week's prayer card says from Proverbs 17:17, it says, "A friend is loyal and a brother is born to help in time of need." Yes, that's why we're friends, right? To hold each other up, encourage each other, step in the gap for when one of us needs something. Yeah, and talk about sewing. That's it for this week. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.